It's 101.5 KGB, San Diego's classic rock live from beautiful Petco Park, San Diego. Metallica is here, and Lars Ulrich, the founding member of Metallica, is here with us. Is it Sir Lars? Now that you've been knighted, I hear you've been knighted by your native Denmark?
If you see my dad, you can call him Sir. If you see me, you can call me Lars. But yes, I have been knighted by Denmark. It's a small country. It's 5 million people, less than in the greater San Diego area. But they're very proud of me, and I'm very proud of Denmark. So match made in heaven. And I got surprised by the Crown Prince of Denmark at a dinner party a couple of months ago. And all of a sudden, I was bestowed this super cool thing. So you can still just keep calling me Lars, it's fine. But if you see my dad, he's Sir.
Sir Lars is your dad. I love that.
Well, actually, yeah, Sir Torben.
So let's talk about San Diego. Have you been back here since Comic-Con 2013?
Well, there's a small amusement park up the road that's run by a Danish company that's founded around little bricks that you sort of put together. You may have heard of it called Legoland. My kids and I sneak a visit in there often, under the radar, but we love it down here. Obviously, we've had some good times there, and Comic-Con a 4 years ago, we played the show at the theater down the street. So it's always been, I was thinking when we rolled in today that we played a couple shows at the sports arena in the spring of '92, I believe,
right,
that were recorded for a home DVD or home video, I guess, at the time. So we've had a rich history of the greater San Diego area, and it's very cool to be back. We've never played here before at the new Petco Stadium.
Voted, by the way, by just about everybody in baseball, the #1 ballpark in America.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we look forward to playing here.
That's great.
We've been playing a lot of football stadiums this summer, and some of them are terribly big, and obviously that's not a bad thing. But we played the occasional baseball park, and they're a little more intimate. We played the baseball park in Detroit, and we played up at AT&T actually a couple years ago when we did the Super Bowl sort of Super Bowl weekend thing in San Francisco. So it's nice to be back in the local baseball park, and we will look forward to getting out there in a couple hours.
Let's go back 3,000 miles to the east. How did it feel? Same year as Comic-Con, 2013. How did it feel to be part of the retirement of the greatest closer in baseball, Mariano Rivera, enter Sandman live at Yankee Stadium?
That was kind of a mind beat, I guess you'd call it, on the radio. Obviously, there's certainly been no greater closer than him, and to have enter Sandman be part of his whole routine and his endless amount of walks to the pitch there has always been fantastic, and we were humbled and honored to be asked to come out there and be part of that. We were sort of fitting into the whole the end ceremony there, and we played, and we gave him a speaker cabinet, and there was a whole bunch of shenanigans going on, but it was very cool. And any time that sports and music, and any time that there was that kind of crossover, it's always cool.
Absolutely. So thrilling to have you guys there, man. That was amazing. What did it feel like the first time you heard a Metallica song on the radio? And if you remember, where were you? Overseas or here in the States?
I can't tell you where it was, but I'm sure that the idea that Metallica would ever be played on the radio, that was never quite in the cards. The type of music that we do, or did. It was sort of supposed to be the opposite of that. And so over the years, as the mainstream kept moving out to where we were and sort of embraced the edgier side of harder rock, it was really cool. It was probably a college station. There was a college station up in San Francisco called KUSF that we actually used to go hijack with some friends on Saturday nights. I think security was a little loose and they let us in. And we would like play our own demos and
great.
stuff and sit around and drink beers in the booth and all that. But obviously we have a lot of friends, not just, at stations like your own, but college radio and alternative stations and smaller independent stations have been a big part of Metallica's history.
Yeah.
And so, but I wish I could tell you the first time, but it's about 38,000 beers ago. So, but I'm sure it was a magical moment.
Well, you've been doing this 35, 36 years as a band. So forgive me for going back in time a little bit, but let's talk 1989 and the Grammys. We all laughed with the whole hard rock and heavy metal category, and there you guys are performing, and you're in the wings, ready. We were all ready for you to come out and accept your award, and it ends up it's Jethro Tull gets the heavy metal award. What was going through your head?
Well, the real victory that day was being on the telecast. We played one. We were up on stage. We were obviously the first rock band that had ever been on that telecast on the Grammys, which at that time, there was no hip hop, there was no, it was a very conservative body so a very conservative award body. And we were there, and it was cool. And we played. And I'm sitting up on stage, and we're looking at, various A-list, mid to late 80s music celebrities sitting down in the front row with almost a look of horror on their face, trying to figure out what the hell was going on. So that was a real victory.
Yeah.
And in some perverse ways, as you know yourself, the fact that Jethro Tull sort of won kind of became another victory because it still showed that we were edgy and really not on the mainstream radar, and then they kept giving us, like awards the next few years to make up for it. Listen, we have a very good run and very respectful relationship with the Neris Group, and we're fortunate enough to get invited to play on the telecast every couple of years. It's awesome. There's no greater television show, in terms of reaching a global audience than the Grammys, and we're always appreciative of being invited to the party. At that time, obviously, we felt like a little bit of a fish out of water, but the whole thing worked out fine.
Yeah,
as it usually does.
Sure. One of the things I really respect about you guys is your own respect for your foundation. The very start of Metallica, the people who were part of it. A couple examples. When Cliff passed away, you saw his family's blessings way back in the day to continue the band, and they gave the blessings, and he would have wanted that. In 2009, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction, that's huge to be recognized that way. And you made sure that the guys who were part of the early Metallica were at least invited to the party. Dave Mustaine, Cliff Burton's dad, your former bass player. Sure. That's very cool, and that says a lot about you guys. Maybe that's why you guys are so strong in 2017. Maybe that's really the big reason.
Well, thank you. I mean, obviously, we look at the greater Metallica family. Everybody has always played a small and certainly not insignificant role in all the good fortune that comes our way, and so, we've always done everything we could to bridge the gap between the band and the audience. And we're all fans of music. We're all fans of Metallica. I'm Metallica's biggest fan, and we want to make sure that it's accessible and that we connect to the people around us the best way we could. So we like to be inclusive, and we like to throw parties and make sure everybody has a good time. And when we were fortunate enough to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, what was that, in 2009? We invited everybody that had been that had any part in us ending up there, and that's sort of how we roll.
Not everybody rolls that way. That's
well, and listen, I thank you. I appreciate that, but we do what we can, and it's everything about Metallica. To me, when I was trying to figure it out, and believe me, I still am most of the time. Music gave me a sense of belonging to something, and especially hard rock is about being a part of something that's bigger than yourself. And we've always tried in Metallica to sort of make sure that people feel that they're a part of what's going on.
But you guys are also very musical people. You look at other genres, you know. For example, you personally, jazz is huge for you. You guys enlisted the San Francisco Symphony to do a project. So you're always thinking a little out of the, well, maybe a lot out of the box.
Well, we're always trying to challenge ourselves, and we're always trying to, sort of embrace new musical frontiers. And, that's, we're very curious people by nature. We like to turn over stones and see what lurks underneath them. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But it's, to me, that's the journey forward. There are some people in the rock world that want their bands a little more sort of boxed in and playing it safe, and I respect that, but that's not us. And we like to kind of run rampant and try to, like I said, sort of, just go on new adventures, and that's just who we are. So we're always up for any kind of musical endeavor, especially when they're sort of uncharted territory for us.
Well, that's why there's 50,000 plus people here tonight, because of that. And that's kind of awesome.
Who would figure?
So,
if you can't find your microphone, sit down on the floor.
Yeah. So, last question for you. The last, 3 or 4 artists that have played sold out Petco Park was the Stones, Billy Joel, Paul McCartney. You guys now, number 4 in the recent past. None of you guys needs to be doing this anymore. But all of you guys are enthusiastically. I mean, why? Why?
Well, it's like, why do you pick up a guitar in the first place? And like I just said, it gives you a sense of belonging to something. I understand the whole thing. We don't need to be doing it, but you don't need to be doing anything. But at the same time, you have one life. You have, blink and you'll miss it, and you sort of. You end up doing what's kind of in your DNA or whatever, and Metallica is the only band I've ever been in. Metallica is the only thing I know, and obviously lots of other things, family and other interests, but in terms of, this is what you always come back to, and this is the same thing, the Stones, they're in the knocking on the door, mid-70s, and they do it because they love it, and we love coming and connecting with people and sharing a good time and playing music and doing all that, and we'll do it as long as we can. There's, in our situation, there may be a physical limit before the shoulders and the necks and all that give out, and that may be earlier, knock on wood, than some of those other bands that you mentioned.
Yeah.
But we're going to keep going, so we'll see.
Love it. Lars, thank you, man. That's awesome.
Really appreciate
it.
Thank you.
All right.
Of course.